Today, we're going to learn about 14 powerful psychology tricks that actually work. Now let's begin. Number 1 is simple favors. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to bond with someone you don't know, well, start by asking for a simple favor. Let's say one of your friends invites you out to eat. When you get there, you see that your friend also invited a bunch of people you've never met before. In this kind of informal situation, starting up a casual conversation can be challenging, so kick things off with a small favor like asking someone to pass you the ketchup. This incredibly simple strategy can make you seem much more approachable because asking for favors is generally something people reserve for friends or family. So if you ask someone you just met for a favor, it implies that you two have a closer bond. It's important, however, that you always keep the favor small and basic, like asking for the time. Otherwise, you run the risk of coming off inconsiderate or rude. Number 2, sipping water. Now, unless you've got years of experience under your belt, chances are you get nervous about messing up or forgetting your lines during any kind of speech or presentation. Luckily, there's a foolproof way to make sure your audience never notices when you make a mistake. The trick is to always bring a water bottle when you have to speak in public. If you feel yourself forgetting what you're supposed to say, take a sip of water to give yourself a few seconds to recover. Oftentimes, a brief pause is all you need to get yourself back on track. Number 3, using disappointment. Negotiating can be an extremely frustrating experience, especially for people who find themselves constantly getting taken for a ride. Now, whether you're buying a new car or haggling at a garage sale, there are psychological tricks you can use to help lower any price tag. This effective technique subtly uses a new negotiator's most powerful tool, disappointment. Very few people want to intentionally make another person feel bad, especially when they know they can do something to make it stop. So, the next time you want to shave a few dollars off the asking price, use subtle body language to let the other person know that you're disappointed. If you get angry or yell, they'll end up getting riled up too, but disappointment makes them feel guilty for turning you down. That little bit of guilt is often motivation enough to get you the price you're asking for. Number 4, acting confident. When you're nervous or scared, the last thing you want to do is let the whole room know exactly how you're really feeling. So how do you stop your insecurities from showing? Well, the truth is that pretending to be calm and confident can and will fool just about everyone, including yourself. No matter what you're really feeling, try doing your best imitation of someone who actually is confident. The longer you keep this act up, the more your brain will believe that you're as confident as you're pretending to be. Number 5, playing dumb. If you want to get on someone's good side, find a topic that they really like and let them teach you about it. Say someone you met at work is really into old cars. Even if you know a little bit about them, you can pretend that you don't and ask your coworker to teach you more about the subject. This trick works because it makes the other person feel confident and smart, especially when you're genuinely interested in what they're saying. Playing dumb also shows them that you're invested in forming a stronger friendship with them. Number 6, staying quiet. Have you ever gotten caught in a never-ending argument where you just yell about the same points over and over again? You can often bring those arguments to a close using one simple trick. Make a point and then stay quiet. Chances are the other person will try to keep arguing, but you still shouldn't say anything. Since they talked last, they'll feel compelled to fill the silence and often end up talking themselves in circles. Staying silent also has the added bonus of making you seem incredibly secure and confident, which makes your opponent all the more likely to give in. Number 7. Avoiding interruptions. This is another helpful trick to use during arguments that will stop people from interrupting and talking over you. We all know someone who constantly butts in mid-sentence with something to say. Whether it's a loud friend or a stubborn parent, as soon as they start trying to talk over you, simply keep going at the exact same volume. If you don't raise your voice or acknowledge that they want to say something, the interrupter will end up trailing off and letting you finish. Number 8. Standing in the morning. Are you the kind of person that has to set 6 or 7 alarm clocks every morning to wake up? How many times have you missed important events because you overslept? To make sure this never happens again, try standing up right after your first alarm goes off. As soon as you wake up, you should make standing your one responsibility. Don't worry about showering, making breakfast, or brushing your teeth. Simply tell your body to stand. Now, once you've done that, your brain will signal your body that it's time to get moving, which will make you much less likely to fall back asleep. Number 9. Remembering eye color. We've talked quite a bit on this channel about why eye contact is so important for first impressions and displaying confidence. But how much eye contact is too much? When you first meet someone, look into their eyes for long enough to take note of their eye color. Once you look at their eyes, recognize the color and say the actual word in your head. You've made the perfect amount of eye contact. If you do use this technique, make sure you're still listening to what they're saying. You don't want to end up missing their name because you were too focused on the color of their eyes. Number 10. Rephrasing. To show someone that you're an attentive listener, periodically take something they just said and say it back to them in a slightly different way. This kind of rephrasing shows them that you're invested in the conversation and care about what they're saying. You can actually have an entire conversation with someone where all you do is paraphrase, and they probably won't even notice. If you practice and get really good at it, people will genuinely love talking to you because they'll always feel listened to and supported. Number 11. Nodding your head. If you're not all that confident in your ability to paraphrase, you can achieve most of the same effect by simply nodding your head at the right times. Whenever the other person finishes a point, nod along like you understand and are equally passionate about what they just said. That might not always be the case, but the point is that nodding makes anyone who talks to you feel good about themselves. Number 12. Warm hands. Every handshake you give should leave people feeling glad to have met you. You've probably thought about the strength of your handshake and how much eye contact to make, but what about the temperature of your hands? Greeting someone with cold hands can immediately put them on edge and ruin your chances of making a good first impression. Luckily, there's an easy fix. If you know you're going to have to shake hands with people, rub your hands together a bit to warm them up. This might seem insignificant, but warm hands can make all the difference when meeting new employers, co-workers, and friends. Number 13. Leaning forward. How do you let someone know that you're having a good time without just telling them directly? Leaning forward is a great indirect way to tell a new friend that you're having fun because it closes the amount of personal space between you, which is something we only do for people we're friendly with. So by leaning forward, you show them that you're feeling positive and comfortable, which will ease their nerves and help them lower their guard around you. Number 14. Leading goodbyes. Have you ever thought about how you end conversations? Many people concentrate all their time and effort honing the perfect intro, but have no idea how to effectively bring a conversation to a close. If it's someone you plan on seeing again, like a coworker or new friend, don't just say goodbye and leave. These kinds of endings cause the friendship to fizzle, so use your goodbye to create a new opportunity. Let's say, for example, that you spent part of the conversation talking about a new movie that hasn't come out yet. When you leave, say something like, "I've got to run, but we should go see that movie when it comes out." This type of goodbye tells the other person that you enjoyed the conversation and want to hang out again, which makes them much more likely to feel the same way. Thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.